Today we'll be discussing some common French phrases that are used in English. Let's start with a familiar one, déjà vu. The literal translation is already seen. It's the feeling that you've lived through the present situation before. Here it is in a sentence. When Sarah walked into the old bookstore, she was struck by a strong sense of déjà vu, as if she had been there before, though she was sure she hadn't. Our next phrase is faux pas. The literal translation is false step. It means a social blunder or mistake. In a sentence, I made a remark about his wife's family and then realized I'd made a serious faux pas. Coup de grace. The literal translation is strike of mercy. Another way to translate it is blow of grace. It means a final blow or shot to kill a wounded person or animal and thus end their suffering. This is often mispronounced. People sometimes make the mistake of saying coup instead of coup. The mistake people make more often is to say gras instead of grâce. When using a French word in English, we usually don't pronounce the final S. People think they're being smart, sophisticated, and correct when they say coup de grace, but coup de grace doesn't end with S, it ends with CE. So the correct pronunciation is coup de grace. Here it is in a sentence. After a fierce battle, the knight delivered the coup de grace. Have you heard this French phrase? Folie de. People often put the accent on the first syllable, but it's more correct to accent the second syllable. Folie de. The translation is madness of two. This is a delusion shared by two people who are closely related. In a sentence, the couple's shared belief that the postal carrier was conspiring against them was a classic example of folie de. The delusion can be mild or extreme. In a mild case, the pair might share the irrational belief that a third person doesn't like them. In an extreme case, a couple might murder someone because they imagine that the person is plotting against them. Carte blanche. The literal translation is white card. It means complete freedom to act as one wishes. Here's a sentence. The new manager was given carte blanche to redesign the office layout as she saw fit. This term has an interesting derivation. There were times in the past when one person would give another a blank white card or blank white paper with their signature at the bottom. The recipient could write whatever they wanted on the card. Thus, the holder of the card could write their own permission. Our final phrase is joie de vivre. It means enjoyment of living. In a sentence, despite the challenges she faced, Maria approached each day with a remarkable joie de vivre that was inspiring to everyone around her. Using these French phrases at the right time will help you to communicate ideas more effectively. Just as important, these phrases will add some style and class to your communication.